Hello, voices. I'm Joe Troy, and welcome to a VOICEOVER'S audio adventure, a bi-weekly podcast where we talk voiceover, audio, and everything in between. My guest today is a very talented voiceover and singer, and she has worked on national TV commercials, AAA games, and BAFTA-nominated animations. Please welcome to the show my friend Marilena Gant.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank
How
you
are
for
you?
having me.
We're going to pretend like we haven't been speaking before, but
Okay.
how are you today?
I'm good. It's a bit colder than I would like it to be outside, but I can't
Always.
complain. It will get sunny and summery at some point. So,
Yes.
how about you?
Been a long one, as I've told you
Yeah.
before, but we are here to leave all that behind us and, just have some fun, to have conversation. This is a weird one today because you've been on the podcast twice before as a soundbite. And I was like, Marilena's got an interesting story. She does a lot. She's a very successful voiceover. So I think you would have a lot to say. So you were here today, and I want to start right at the beginning.
Okay. No pressure.
Your first voiceover job, correct me if I'm wrong, was at 9 years old. Is that correct?
Yes, it
Do you
was,
wanna
but it's a
tell
bit
us
of a
more
weird
about that?
one. Yeah.
Go for it.
So, when I was a kid, my brother was an actor, and he was the one that I was like painfully shy, and he was the one that was the actor, and he was working on a animated series pilot,
Mm-hmm.
and they needed somebody to voice like 6 words, I think it was, for a girl character. And I
Okay.
just happened to be sat in the waiting room, like playing on my Nintendo DS, and these heads just popped round like, could you do this thing for us? And so, yeah, that was the first like job I guess I had. And then I forgot all about it until I was like 21. Yeah.
So why? Like, so you went into singing, correct? And
Yeah.
that's what you studied in university?
No, so I wanted to be my whole life plan was like, I'm going to be an opera singer. That's the path I'm going down, and I was going down. And then I got to sort of university age, and life had other plans. My lungs had other plans, and so I went and I did an English degree because I was like, right, I'm going to be a writer. That's the new plan. But I was still singing like alongside university and stuff, and was really lucky and got to do some really nice, fun things with that. And then after university, that's when I was like, I really missed performing and got back into it. Yeah.
So when you graduated, what made you go back into voice acting? Like, what was like, oh, I want to be a singer, but I don't want to be a singer. I want to do voice acting now. What was the transition like?
Initially, because I was doing my master's in Victorian literature, which is so niche. Originally, I did English as a backup plan, and then I kind of was like, oh, I've gone really niche now. But I graduated into the pandemic, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so I could not, for love nor money, find a job. And I was like, it's fine. I'll be a writer. It will just take time, but I'll be a writer. And I really missed performing. And so I was like, what can I do that involves my voice and singing or performing in some way, and storytelling and words and all the things I loved that I'd studied for the last few years, and kind of fell into voice work. And
as we all did.
Yeah. And I was lucky, right place, right time, I guess. And it sort of snowballed into a full-time career.
Do you remember that first job you had as a quote-unquote voiceover? Did you know much about the industry then, or was
literally
it just
nothing?
blind?
I'd taken like a couple of workshops and classes with someone who's no longer in the industry. They've left, but and they were brilliant. And that helped me kind of get a little bit of a bearing on what was happening in the industry, but I knew virtually nothing. And so I remember my first job, and I actually listened back to it the other day, and I was like, oh my goodness, these people paid me to do this. But yeah, I think that's true of everyone who listens back to their first jobs. You think, oh my gosh, I've grown and improved so much. So yeah, I do remember that first job. That's a blast from the past.
So you do all types of genres, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but today we are going to speak about a specific part of that. Now, you do a lot of animation and games work, but you specialize kind of on the kids side of things. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Is that a niche that you sought out to do, or did it choose you?
Kind of chose me. I mean, I love animation. I love video games. I love kids media in general. But I think because my voice sounds maybe a bit on the younger side, the industry kind of helped push me in that direction. So it definitely wasn't my number one goal when I got into the industry, but actually it's doing kids' voices and kids' projects is something I absolutely love. It's so much fun. And yeah, I'm lucky that my niche is a fun one, I guess.
So would you say there's a lot of work in that niche more so than the commercial side for you?
It's a mixture. I actually have started doing kids' voices in commercials as well.
Okay.
So kind of like a mishmash of all the things. But I'd say it's a mixture. I'd say a lot of the character work I do is definitely like kids and teens characters. And the commercial work I do is probably like skews younger as well. Like I tend to do a lot of commercials for like baby products or kids products or products aimed
is
at
is that even as with your normal natural voice you're doing for young?
Yeah, and I don't know, I was about to say I don't know why, but then I was thinking I don't know if my voice would be the right fit for like a gritty, really authoritative like car commercial or something, you know, like I think different voices suit different types of things. Not to say that people can't do different things, but I think that's where my voice naturally sits anyway. But I enjoy doing all of it, so I'm pretty lucky.
So with like your voice can literally go from like a child to an adult. Obviously we get cast for authenticity a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Do you think because your range is so big, sometimes it can hinder you, or like, what do you think about that?
That's such a good question. No one's ever asked me that before. I think sometimes with kids' voices, a project will specify that they're looking for actual kids, which makes a lot of sense. But sometimes it's difficult because working with kids, you've got to have certain licenses, and kids rightly can only work a certain number of hours. And a lot of kids maybe don't have home studios, or they've got school, like they can't just drop everything and record in an hour's time in central London. So sometimes I think for ease, they work with adults who can do kids' voices. And the same with teens, I guess they're still in school, so the same rules must apply. But yeah, sometimes I think maybe people don't know. I mean, I certainly didn't know when I came into the industry what to do with my voice because it was younger sounding. So maybe, I think sometimes having a niche is great because people know what they're coming to you for. But then sometimes people will really pigeonhole you and think, she can't do X, Y, Z.
Sometimes you want to do that something else and they're like, nah, you're the kid girl.
You're the kid girl, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like in terms of when you get your briefs or audition, whatever that may be, how are you creating a character and making sure they don't sound alike? Because in my mind, a kid will sound the same. Like, obviously I'm no expert with kids' voices, but like my kids will all sound the same. Basically, how do you differentiate, 5-year-old Billy from, I don't know, Birmingham, and 5-year-old like Anthony from Birmingham? Like, how would you make them different, even though they're from the same place, for example?
Yeah, that is tricky. I think a lot of people would struggle with it, and I struggle with it sometimes too. For me, the easiest thing is when you can differentiate them with accents or ages. That's like, if I can differentiate them by a couple of years or by an accent, that's gold. That makes it 10 times easier. But I play around with different vocal placements. So maybe like I can't remember the names you used. Was it Billy from Birmingham and Anthony from
Billy.
Birmingham?
Yeah.
Which is actually an accent I cannot do. But
okay, let me change it. Give me a 5-year-old versus a 10-year-old.
What now?
Just give me any accent. Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay, so wait, do you want me to do the accent, the actual character?
Yes.
Okay.
Just say, hello, my name is Billy, and hello, my name is whatever the guy's name was that I told you, Anthony, Andrew, whatever.
Okay. Not from Birmingham. We'll just make them both.
No, we just make any accent. Any accent you want to do.
An Essex and an American.
Yes.
Hello, my name's Billy. That would be the Essexy UK one.
Okay.
And then for an American, hello, my name's Billy.
Okay.
So then it helps with the accent, but you can also play around with so for a lot of my kids' characters, I'll play around with making it sound more nasal, making it sound more, I don't know how to put this into the right words, because I don't want people to copy this at home and then do it wrong, but constricting your throat, but it's not actually in your throat.
Basically, you're going to make people go to hospital.
Yeah, don't do that. Work with a vocal coach if you want to figure that out. Yeah. But playing around with different placements to find different sounds can be really helpful. But accents and ages are great if you can mix it up. I have had 1 or 2 jobs where I've had to be 3 kids in conversation with each other, and that was really, really tough. Thankfully, one of them was a girl, so it gave me somewhere to go, but that was really hard.
How do you go about practicing or learning these voices?
For me personally, I don't know if other people would have different methods of doing this, but I like going on YouTube or any other internet search platform and looking at, because you can get interviews from UK talk shows or the Ellen show, talk shows where they interview kids who are really good at, I don't know, they've done something heroic in their town, or they're an amazing singer and they went viral on social media. They have interviews with actual kids of different ages, so you can hear how actual kids sound who are 5 years old or who are 10 years old or however, whatever age, whatever accent. That's really helpful. And looking at video games, animation, even live action, film and TV, and actually watching and just absorbing what these kids sound like. Because I don't have any kids in my family. So there's not I don't have any kids myself either, so it's not like I can listen to an actual child that's in my surroundings and kind of create a bit of a memory bank and just practice parroting them back to get that sort of, figure out where that sound sits. That would be my go-to. If a brief...
So are you good at impressions?
Sometimes.
You think you are, and then someone tells you nah.
Yeah, someone's like, what character was that? Yeah. Some of them. I'm okay at if I have something to parrot back, so I'm pretty good at parroting. I think that comes from music and singing and doing things by ear a lot. So if I watch if I listen to an accent or if I listen to a specific person, I'm all right at parroting it back after a little while, not immediately, but yeah.
What's your favorite job that you've done to date?
That's such a good question. There's, you know what? I'm going to say I work.
Yeah,
go on. No, you go on.
No, it was just interrupting you for no reason. There wasn't any reason for
doing
it.
That's all right. I think I would say there's 2 jobs. Okay. Can I say 2?
Of course you can.
Okay. The first one is I worked on an animated series called Ready, Eddie, Go. And I have been involved since its kind of inception, I guess, before the first season was released. And I loved when they spoke to me about the show that they were creating. I loved the show. I knew I really wanted to be involved. So when I got the chance to be involved and to work on both seasons, it was an absolute joy. The writing's great, the directing's great, the animation's great, and it's a fantastic story and fantastic characters. So that was lovely. And I'm also a huge fan of the Alien franchise.
Really?
And I
Okay.
worked on, I love it. It used to really scare me, but now as I'm getting older, I'm like, it's fine. It's not real. It's a movie.
Is this where you're going to tell me that you were one of the aliens or something?
No, but could you imagine? That would be great.
I know.
I'd love that. But I work on a game called Raid Shadow Legends, and they did a crossover with Alien versus Predator.
Mm-hmm.
And my character got to have a fight with a xenomorph, which is the alien, and the predator. And that was very surreal when I found out that we were working on that and doing like a facial capture and stuff for that. So that was really surreal.
Oh, was that facial capture as well?
Yeah, actually from home, but super surreal.
How does facial capture work from home?
I think it's quite advanced these days. They just get me to send in I record a video at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And they're pretty advanced, it seems like. So yeah, that was a really fun one, I have to say. Okay. Just because I'm a huge fan of the franchise. So yeah, that was cool.
Is there a job that you wish you could do?
Yes. I'm putting this out to the universe.
Yes, put it out there.
It's quite niche, but
okay.
I love Tour Guide Barbie from Toy Story. So I would love to be in something. I would love to play Tour Guide Barbie, or even just Tour Guide Barbie has a movie and I happen to be a side character in it.
Yeah.
That would be my life made.
As long as you're sharing, even if you're not Tour Guide Barbie, you just want to be sharing the same space
with Tour Guide Barbie.
Do you know who voices Tour Guide Barbie?
I actually don't. I really should find out.
You should. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach out to that person on your behalf and try to get them on this show.
I don't think she has her own. Tour Guide Barbie has her own show, but it's specifically the bit in Toy Story. I just love that. That's like a childhood memory, that scene. So yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So recently you have added to your biography that you are a very good liar.
Have I?
Yes. Let me keep going.
Like, what are you talking about?
You recently were on a YouTube video, correct?
Oh, okay. I was like, what have I lied about, Joe?
Would you like to elaborate?
Yes. Okay. So, another very surreal job, but I recently worked on a project for Nico Omalana's YouTube channel called NDL. And they have this series where it's called Guess the Secret Kid. I think that's the title. And basically there's a panel of YouTubers, there's a partition divider, and then some adults and one real child. Yeah. This time round, the adults, we were all voice actors. Basically, a bit like Blind Date, if anyone remembers that show, they had to guess. They couldn't see us, so they had to guess who was the actual kid. And so, I was a voice actor on that. They were kind of blind testing us against the kid to see who they thought was the kid, which was really strange because I don't really voice act as a kid on camera very often. Yeah.
How did you find that? How did you find that?
I really enjoyed it. And everyone there was fantastic. Yeah. And the kid, bless him, he was so talented.
Yeah, he was.
Such a clever little guy and so sweet. So
I think because he was so oblivious to everything, that made it so much better. Like AJ was just ripping into him.
I know, so bless him.
And he didn't even understand what we're saying. Like at the end, he was like, "Why are you apologizing?" It was like.
And he seemed to be having a blast when we spoke to him before and after. He was loving life. So he was excited to be there as well, which was really sweet. But it was a very surreal, job, but I loved it.
How long was the shoot?
I can't actually remember. I want to say like 3 hours, but I could be completely wrong.
So not that bad.
It wasn't like a whole day. They gave us bacon sandwiches. It was great. We had a great time. And they were all really lovely and friendly, and so it was a great.
Is it something that you would want to do more of?
I've started doing more kind of screen acting and that sort of thing. So definitely, I'm more open to it. YouTube game shows, I don't know, maybe if one comes along. yeah, why not?
What is the hardest part about what you do?
Um, I think it's that. I think this will be true for most people who have a
Mm,
freelance job or work in like the entertainment industries or, acting and voiceover, is that like up and down of the industry and staying resilient and believing in yourself and backing yourself when things are, you're getting rejections or things are quieter, or when things are busier, finding that balance to not burn yourself out, because I think it can be very easy to do that when you're super busy. So I think finding that balance is the trickiest thing. I've gotten better at it as I've gone along, but I'm sure I could be better still at finding that balance. And yeah, I'd say that's the trickiest part.
mm. Well, is there anything that you would do differently if you could start all over again?
Don't think so, I think I've been very lucky with the way things have gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worked quite hard as well, I suppose. And like really, I'm quite a persistent, stubborn person. So if I set my mind to something, I will, keep on at it, which I think has helped. But yeah, I don't think I'd change anything. I think if I hadn't done the things I'd done,
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
wouldn't be where I am.
I
So
had this conversation with someone the
yeah,
other day, actually, another episode, and we were like,
yeah,
we always look back and
yes,
kind of, we regret things, but at the same time, we don't regret it because we wouldn't be having this conversation now if we didn't do
exactly.
all that things before, which is such a weird mind trip. And it's kind of like,
Yeah,
why do we do this to ourselves? But it's just the way we're wired, I guess.
it is. Yeah, it's so easy to, you're right, look back at it. Oh my God, why did I do that? Or
Mm,
I could have done this, but you're right. If we hadn't done those things, and everybody makes mistakes when they start out in any job, I think.
yeah,
So without making those mistakes, you never learn, and you never know, like,
yeah.
oh, I shouldn't do that again, or
Yeah.
actually, I
But
really like that. I should do
I
it more.
also believe that when a lot of us started, like ignorance is bliss kind of thing
Yeah,
took over, like, because we had no idea
yeah,
what we were getting ourselves into.
100%. Yeah,
We kind of was like, didn't have any expectations, where a lot of
yeah,
people who might have expectations now, because they've
yeah,
seen XYZ do all of these things,
yeah,
they're kind of finding it a bit more difficult, but you know,
yeah,
everyone's different, I guess. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And I think you're right about not having. It's great to have goals and
Mm.
and make an action plan of how you're going to achieve those goals. But sometimes having crazy expectations can bite you in the bum a bit, because then we didn't know what we didn't know. And
Yeah.
so I think that allowed us to be more creative, because we didn't have the same, we didn't put the same pressure on ourselves, maybe. And like you say, maybe people who are seeing things are like, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And that's harder to
Mm.
have that pressure on yourself.
Yeah. Talking
Yeah.
of goals, what is
Hmm.
the goal for you next? Well, what is it that you want to achieve?
In my whole life,
Well,
or
we can go that deep if you want to,
in my
but
whole life, go to the Bahamas, have a
but
villa in the Seychelles.
in terms of your your acting career, because you do a lot of work in America as well as the
Yeah.
UK, so your opportunity pool is quite big. What do you want to get from that going forward?
Yeah, I'd love to do more animation
Mm,
and video game work. I really enjoy kind of character work of any description. So, yeah, kind of doing a few more animated series would be lovely, some more video games, maybe an animated feature. That would be
yeah.
fantastic one day. And I think more on-screen work would be great too. I've really enjoyed dipping my toe in that world, so a bit more of that. I mean, voice acting will always be like the thing I love the most, but um, yeah, I think that's kind of the paths I see for myself. Who knows if the universe sees it for me as well, but we'll find out.
I love that. All right. So before I let you go, is there anything else you want to share, get off your chest, or have you let it all out for the people?
I feel like I've let everything out for the people. Um, I I guess I would just say, for anyone who's listening that's maybe newer in their journey or at the start of their journey, it is doable, because I know there are definitely some voices online that say like, oh, you can't get into this industry, it's a closed book. And it's not. There are opportunities for, all voices, all types of voices, all backgrounds. So I would say, if this is something you want to do, try it. Don't be dissuaded by that. Give it a try, and see where it takes you.
Awesome. Well, Marilena, thank you for taking time out. We made it happen in the end.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. And I wish you the best of luck. But thank you. And thank you for everyone listening. And until next time, bye-bye.